I became a teacher because I see a great need in our society for people that are willing to love on kids that aren't their own and help them grow even when it's hard. And I also love being able to help my own children at home with the things that I've learned by helping my students in the classroom. It happens more than just one moment, but it happens sort of often is when I'm doing parent-teacher conferences and former students come back and they seek me out to come sit in for just a minute, and I get to catch up on what they're doing in middle school and how their lives are progressing beyond elementary school. But it's just really neat for me to have those special moments where I see former students that are succeeding on in life. It's so rewarding, not only academically seeing these kids transform from the beginning of the year to the end of the year and learning all these new things, but also emotionally watching them mature from these little babies coming out of 3rd grade all the way to being prepared for 5th grade, and how much growth happens through the year. It's so rewarding. It's hard, but it's worth it.
I really like working with kids, and I like helping them through struggles that they have. My younger brother had a speech impediment when he was little, and watching him struggle and go to a speech therapist when he was little and seeing the impact the teacher made on him just really made the world difference. And I wanted to do something like that. And my mom's a teacher, and my dad was a teacher, so it kind of runs in the family. I also like seeing 1st graders and younger students go from barely knowing their letters to the end of the year being able to read sentences. I mean, that's so big, and they work so hard. Especially in Title I, I get to see more of those aha moments because they're working so hard to gain reading in here. Go at it with your whole heart. Make sure that you get on the kids' level. You know, if they aren't ready to do something that is hard, if you start something and it might be too hard for them, get on their level. So I have some students who are learning how to hold a pencil because they hold their pencil like this, and we have to work on just holding a pencil, and that's okay. Meet them at their level and just go at it with your whole heart, because if you put your whole heart into it, it will change your life.
That's when the kids and I work together on sorting out their work, and I'll pass out work and they'll be like, oh my goodness, this is mine? And they're in such shock at the change that they can physically see from what the writing was like in August to what they can do now in April. It's fun when the kids see that growth, because I can see it in baby steps and I know parents can see it, but when the kids have that moment and the kids take on that ownership, look at what I've done and look at, I can't believe this was my work, then that's when it really gets exciting. Finally, she said, I think you need to give teaching a try. And so I did, and I loved it. It was just wonderful. And I think she knew me, and she knew probably what would fit me.
I had a child come in and tell me that my science class saved their life and their father's life, because they knew how to use the science that they had learned and use the vital skills. And so that really told me that even after 20 years, everything I'm doing is still powerful to the rest of their lives. Advice I might give a future teacher is to go for it, but always keep an open mind. Be willing to try different subjects, try different grades, fill out everything there is, because you may never know what is your passion, and if you want to do the special or you want to do this. I had never heard of alternative ed, and I love it. It's absolutely my passion. It's what I want to do the rest of my life.
I was a TA and I love kids, and an opportunity came up and a principal said, I need a kindergarten teacher, I think you'd be great at it. And I panicked, and then I dove in and I went and I loved it, and I never looked back. I love seeing students, moments in the classroom when it clicks, we've struggled, something has been hard, we do Heggerty, and it's my favorite thing to teach in the day. And when we teach Heggerty at the beginning of the year, they just look at me with, you want me to what? I have to change sounds? I don't know how to do that. And when it clicks, it becomes their favorite time of the day, and it's mine too. but look for the good. Every child has good. Every child needs love, no matter what. No matter what their home life is, no matter what their friend situation is, every child needs someone they can count on. So be that person.
I became an English teacher specifically because of my love for writing, my love for reading. I don't know if there is a moment that I'm happiest than teaching and talking about writing and reading. And for teaching reasons, I just love being a part of seeing all these amazing kids that walk through my door and getting an opportunity and really just the blessing to be a part in their development and helping them figure out who they are. I think the best advice that I would give somebody coming into teaching is to always give lots of chances. And I feel like that's kind of odd. But these kids don't need someone to go, you got one chance, 0 tolerance, you're done. We're gonna be angry with each other for the rest of the year. They are, especially these younger ages, they are learning who they are, they're learning their place in this world, and they need another adult in their life that will give them those extra chances, that will meet them where they were at, that will start over fresh the next day. And being able to do that is beyond challenging at times, but I think that that is one of the biggest things that will make an impact on the kids' life.
And so then when my youngest son was in 1st grade, the teacher was like, oh, you make a great teacher. And so I was like, oh yeah, it would be fun. But then didn't do it. So then when he was in 3rd grade, she came to my house and picked me up and took me to NOC and paid my application fee because she told me I was going to be a teacher. And so I wanted to be a teacher so that children would not feel inferior, that they could read and have confidence in who they are and enjoy themselves. And so I'm grateful for my son's 1st grade teacher because she saw in me something that I did not see. That's really why I became a teacher, because another teacher had confidence in me and knew that I could do the job. Do everything you can to be your best, and every day is a new day. Start over and love them and love your job.
I think it was from my 3rd grade teacher, Mrs. Hindergarten. She just instilled the love of learning into me, and I just wanted to carry that on with kids that I have in my classroom. And she was just a motivation in my life and made me choose to be a teacher. I think it was my 1st year teaching a regular kindergarten classroom, and I had a student that was pretty much very shy and nonverbal and just got up and started singing and dancing the alphabet. And that was just an aha, a light moment, and he just took off from there. So it was just, the light came on, and it was just amazing to watch him be able to do the things that the other kids were doing, and he just was so proud of himself and would tell everybody about it. So that was probably the best moment for me. Every child is a story yet to be told. It's your job to lead them and teach them along the way.
But just when they're having fun, like when we're laughing and the room is just full of joy, is kind of like one of my favorite moments that they have, or like telling me about their cat, or just coming up and like just, my one at the door, not happy his shirt is wet. It's little things like that that just I just like the little moments, the little giggle moments that we have, is to realize that teaching is not just a job, that, well, it is, but it's more of a mission or a calling, because you're not, no matter how hard we try to not take the kids home with us or take what we know they're going home to with us, it's really not all that easy, that they kind of just dig their way into your heart. Most importantly, just have fun and make it memorable, because for 8 hours they're yours.
I became a teacher because I wanted to make a difference in the kids' lives, in their education.
and help as much as I could for those that don't have anyone there at home for them. It takes a special person to come into education, especially now, because we have so many kids that need help with different things. So just be prepared to be there for your kids, to care about them, to help them every day. It's just one of those things that you have to want to be a teacher in order to come into education.
My dad was my high school principal. He was my high school basketball coach. So that's how I grew up. I knew everything about education, what it was about, and the influence you could have, and that really inspired me to go into education. Having kids in and out of my office, playing ukuleles and singing, and that connection I made with students was really important and really special to me. So working with students on a daily basis, like that student just came in and, hey, I want to go to college. She kind of just decided. So getting her signed up for Oklahoma's Promise, getting her signed up for Upward Bound. We're going to start on scholarships for first generation Hispanic students. And so showing her that there is money out there to help her and that she doesn't have to foot that bill on her own, because that's what she thought prior to talking to me today, was that she was going to have to find a way to fund college out of her own pocket for everything. So just having a kind, sensitive heart for these kids and meeting them where they are, educationally, emotionally, socially, meeting them where they are and helping them along that way, and helping them understand that making mistakes is okay and that that's how we learn. I think that
I've always wanted to help kids. I thought I was going to do it with the neonatal, but when I couldn't do the nursing program anymore, I decided I still wanted to help. So then I started my education career and observations and just felt called. When you're doing your observations, when you're in college, ask the hard questions. Be prepared for your first day because it's kind of overwhelming. Just always have a strong expectation for your classroom and hold to it and just stick with it, and the kids will eventually come around. These kids are amazing. Just keep challenging them and hold expectations and just see how they blossom in front of you. Don't give up on them.
I was volunteering in my daughter's pre-K classroom, and I really enjoyed watching them learn. When they learn something, they'd pop and they'd be like, and I love that excitement. I also did it because I want to make a difference. I care for children, and I think that they are like sponges, and I wanted to be a part of that. When they're on the carpet and we're practicing foundations and they finally figure something out and they're all like, I did it! And I mean, that happens every day, not with the same student, but with more, more of them.
When I first started thinking about becoming a teacher, I couldn't wait to grow children's minds, make them imagine things that they hadn't thought of before. Teaching them to read was always something that interested me. My mom was a teacher, and I always watched her and admired what she could do in the classroom and how she worked with children, and so I think that's why I wanted to become a teacher. To know that they are there every day for a reason, to learn how to become good citizens, to become good readers, to become what they want to be when they grow up, that they can be anything that they want to be, and to know that they are there every day because we want them there.
Eyes lighting up when they see me get off the bus, or when they're getting off the bus and they see me, and just that they're excited to be here, that I'm excited to be here with them whenever they get something that they haven't been getting before, or they've learned a new skill, any of those kind of things. Just, that's why I do it. Watching their attitude change when they realized that they could do the math and that math was not so scary, being able to watch that transformation in their minds just was really cool to see throughout the whole year. I would say that you definitely want to make sure that your heart is in it. It's not something you can do if your heart's not there. It's not just a job like you go to a 9 to 5 and you go and you do your stuff and then you go home. You really take it home with you. It becomes part of your life.
My kids, they don't really have that distinct aha moment. It's just something when you, at the end of the year, and you look back to the front of the year at their picture, your mind picture, and you realize how much progress we actually have made. Sometimes it doesn't seem like we're making much, but when you go back and you look and realize that, yeah, we have made a lot of progress, and I love that. Nice. Keep communicating, keep reaching. Don't be scared to reach out for help, because there's a lot of times that I'll feel overwhelmed with what I need to do, and then somebody will say, hey, well, haven't you tried, or let's try this, and I'll be like, I never even thought about that. Sometimes I forget to reach out. There's lots of people to reach out to, our admin, my aides. I have 4 aides in the classroom, and I'm always bouncing ideas off of them because I have to. We can't do it alone.